So what's interesting is the detail they put on the inside of these wheels, which you'll never be able to see because they're going to be facing the hull of the tank. Anyway, but that's what I see here. Is this will go in like this, basically. So what we'll do tonight is we'll just put these in those. We won't put the hubs on because I don't want to separate those. We'll do the hubs tomorrow, unless we do the hubs first. That's a possibility. Oh, I don't like the way these... Nope, I want to take my time with the hubs because the way they're connected to the trees. We'll just do this tonight and then we'll call it quits. So let's go ahead and get at it. Alrighty, like I said, we'll do the hubs tomorrow. I'd rather those dry first. And we take our time taking out these hubs because I don't want to take too much of them or anything like that, which can happen. And then we'll be able to go on to the tracks, which will be a challenge in themselves from what I've seen from Mighty Jingles video. Cut out 12 of these hubs and put the hubs in there. So I want to make sure I have time to do this because I don't want to cut off part of the hub. As we've noticed, these are super sharp and they will cut in, even in some of these, they will cut into the plastic and take a gouge out of it. So we want to make sure that we don't do that here. And we want to be careful that these things don't go flying 20 feet across the room. So we'll just take our time. Ooh. 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 Wow. I am not going to try. Wow. Okay, so now the question is, how do we put them here? I think that answers the question. Yeah. You just put them in there, slide them in. So put a little glue around it, slide them in. So I've noticed these are actually easier to pick up if they're upside down. Then you can pick them up this way. If they're right side up, they're harder to pick up. So I'm going to turn these all upside down. Wheels with hubs. Track's gonna be next. That's gonna be tough. Wow, wheels. We'll put the wheels on. We'll put the wheels on first because following Mighty Jingles video, you can see there's going to be some shenanigans when it comes to building this. What he saw on here and what he did in his video were different. So I have to take a closer look at this. So. Alright, we've given sufficient time for the hubs and stuff to dry. Shout out to Mighty Jingles. Now he said when he mounted these wheels, he put one on backwards and it showed the wrong one out. So my question to Mighty Jingles is, step 4B is where you put the hubs on the outside wheel. That is before step 5, putting the wheels on the tank. So if you followed the directions correctly, Mighty Jingles, it would not have happened. So here we go. First thing we're going to go ahead and do then is put the wheels on the tank. Now I did notice when going to put these on, I'm going to have to do some finagling to get them on there, but that's okay. Because this wheel is kind of in the way, these will end up being like right in the middle, I hope. So we'll finagle that one first. Trying not to break it. That was a little uncomfortable. It's there now. Oh, so this one's actually further away. So that one may have been a Waller problem. This one's down a little further. This one is up a little too far. Ooh, looks like we even bent the tooth a little bit getting that in there. But we did get it in there. Let's move on. The rest should be relatively easy, with the emphasis on relatively. There you have it. It might be starting to look like a tank. Alrighty, we'll turn these upside down, let them set for several hours before we attempt tracks. I've looked at online and I've found the last remaining KV2 on display, and I noticed that the wheels here are all black on the outside. Kind of like the return wheels here are black that we painted. And also the tracks, oh God, the tracks were black, painted black as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but I'm not gonna record me painting these wheels black, the tracks black. That doesn't make any sense. You don't need to see that. So I will just, maybe I'll start. I'm just going to go ahead and paint them. So you see here, they're not painted. You see the tracks are still on the trees. They're not painted. I'm going to paint them all black. And then when I'm finished with the model and we decide to repaint it some other scenario or some other colors and stuff like that, we'll have the black as a base and something else can go on top of that. So we'll see you on the other side when these are all painted. Alrighty, I don't have a lot of experience spray painting. Did a little bit when I was a kid. So I got some ultra flat non-reflective nature color black here. If you're gonna be spray painting, you should make sure you got a well ventilated area. It doesn't get much more well ventilated than outdoors. So I don't want to be really close. I want to kind of spray back and forth at a distance because I don't want it to be real thick. So let's try it on paper first to see what it looks like. Okay. Looks like this way's better. Alright, we'll let that dry, and then we'll flip sides, do the same on the other side. It doesn't matter if it's too much because it's either going to be on the top or the bottom. It's really not going to be that visible to begin with, but I would prefer it not to be too thick. Who knows? I mean, later on maybe we'll do some type of customization or something like that to make it more realistic paint job, but that's down the road after the tank is completely done. Plus we don't have the tools for that, all the paint stuff. I don't have the space. Looks like it's drying pretty quickly. I think it says in here 15-minute dry time. Dries in 15 minutes or less. Of course, we're in the sun, so it's probably not going to even take that long. I'm going to flip this over. This is kind of like the bottom side of the tracks. Well, it's relative, right? So it's the inside of the tracks. Let's put it that way. Wouldn't call it the bottom side. Hello. Our neighbors. Can you imagine how long it would have taken to use a brush? How long would it have taken to use a brush to paint that? We're done. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. I'm just gonna... Damn, tank's falling apart. How long would it have taken? Try that again.